My friend, listen well. The secret is not found in struggle. It is not found in effort, nor in toil. The truth is astonishingly simple. The secret is not found in struggle, it is not found in effort, nor in toil. It's found from the place of desire, but from the place of fulfillment. The secret is not found in struggle, it is not found in effort, nor in toil. You see, all things are already yours. There is nothing to gain, only something to awaken to. The treasure you seek lies not in the future, it lies now, waiting in the unseen realm of consciousness. You are not trying to become, you are remembering that you already are. Acting as if you have everything is not pretending, it is not fantasy, it is faith. It is the highest form of inner knowing. It is claiming your inheritance boldly, without apology, without delay. Speak as the one who already owns the land. Walk as the one who already lives the dream. Move through your day as one who has received what they asked for. And though the senses may deny it, do not be fooled. What you assume within with conviction and feeling must appear without. Do not ask, when will it come? That is the question of doubt. Say instead, it is done. I have it now, and your world will echo back the truth of your words. Life mirrors your inner state, always. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. So become it now. Do not wait to be loved, be loved now. Do not wait to be rich, feel rich now. Do not wait to be confident, stand as confidence now. You are the cause of all that appears in your life. And remember this sacred truth. The world outside of you is a shadow cast by your imagination. When you shift within, the shadows must rearrange. You are the author, the actor, and the audience of this divine play. Act as if you have everything, because in the highest truths, you do. You must begin to understand this. The world you see around you is not the cause, but the effect. Everything you behold with your senses is the echo of an inner state. If your life feels stagnant, unfulfilling, or troubled, it is not the outer conditions that need to be battled, but the inner assumptions that must be renewed. This is the sacred key. The imagination is the only true reality. The imagination is not a fanciful daydream, nor is it something separate from the real world. It is, in fact, the womb of creation. Everything that now exists, every structure, every relationship, every circumstance, was first born in the unseen, in the imagination of someone who dared to feel it real. The buildings you walk past were first imagined. The life you seek is no different. It too must be imagined first. Felt vividly, believed in so completely that the outer world has no choice but to mirror it. Most live life backwards. They wait for evidence before they feel successful. They demand proof before they believe in love. They look to the senses to validate what they can imagine. But this is like staring into a mirror and waiting for the reflection to smile before you do. It is folly, it is error. The outer world cannot initiate change. It can only reflect it. It is your inner world, your imagination, that holds the reins of your destiny. You are not at the mercy of facts. You are the creator of them. The moment you realize this, everything begins to shift. You no longer beg circumstances to change. You change your inner conversations. You no longer plead for love or wealth. You assume the feeling of already being loved, already being wealthy. And in time, the world must conform. It has no choice. The law is unfailing. This is why you must never underestimate the power of your inner life. Every thought, every assumption, every feeling is a seed planted in the fertile soil of consciousness. When nourished by belief and emotion, it must grow. What you feel within persistently will be made manifest without. This is not mere philosophy. This is the spiritual law by which the universe operates. Begin now to observe your inner dialogue. Are you rehearsing complaints, doubts, or fears? Then those will shape your future. Or are you imagining boldly, feeling deeply, living from the end as though what you desire is already yours? If so, then that will unfold. The outer world is not static. It bends to the inner convictions you hold most firmly. You are never a victim of circumstance, only a victim of unawakened imagination. You have been given a gift beyond measure, the ability to revise, to create, to select your state of being, regardless of appearances. Use this gift daily. Imagine lovingly, powerfully, and with faith. And do not concern yourself with how it will happen. That is not your domain. Your work is to accept, to assume, and to feel. Trust that the unseen hand of life, which shapes all things from within, is moving in perfect harmony with your inner vision. So go within. Live inwardly as the one who already has, and soon the mirror will reflect your new face. For imagination is the only reality, and it is already shaping your world. You must come to a profound understanding. Wealth is not something distant, something to be chased after like a fleeting shadow. It is not a prize to be won in the outer world, but a state of consciousness already within you. You are not poor waiting to be rich. Rather, you are rich, simply waiting to awaken to that truth. The riches you seek are not outside, but inside, an inheritance that belongs to you by birthright. Too many mistake poverty for reality. They look around at their circumstances, their bank accounts, their possessions, and conclude that wealth is absent. Yet this is a mistaken belief. It is a limitation of perception, a veil cast over the mind. The outer world reflects what you assume inwardly. If you assume scarcity, lack, or limitation, then scarcity, lack, and limitation will appear. But if you assume abundance, plenty, and wealth, then those realities must manifest in your life. Wealth is a feeling, a state of being. It is the consciousness that precedes the form. Before the money arrives, before the riches appear, you must first feel the essence of wealth. Feel it deeply as though it is already yours. Imagine the peace, the freedom, the power that comes with being rich. Imagine yourself living without worry, without struggle, surrounded by ease and opportunity. This feeling is the seed from which the visible fruit must grow. To wait until your bank account changes before feeling wealthy is like waiting to be healed before believing in health. It reverses the natural order. You must believe first, feel first, act from that inner certainty, and the outer will follow. The invisible must precede the visible. This is the law. You are not accumulating wealth, you are uncovering it. It has always been there. Your mind, your consciousness is a reservoir overflowing with abundance, and your task is to draw from it, to recognize it. This is the awakening. The moment you stop seeing yourself as lacking and begin to see yourself as whole, complete, and rich beyond measure. This consciousness does not require outward proof. It is independent of circumstance. You can be surrounded by material lack and still live in the consciousness of wealth. This is the difference between those who have and those who do not. It is a choice made within. It is a state cultivated by imagination, belief, and feeling. When you live in the consciousness of wealth, your actions align with abundance. You no longer act from desperation or fear, but from confidence and peace. You attract opportunities, ideas, and people that mirror this inner richness. Doors open where before there were walls. The universe conspires to meet the consciousness you hold. But if you continue to identify with poverty, the cycle will repeat endlessly. The mind will seek evidence to confirm the belief of lack, and the world will provide it. This is not punishment. It is the law of reflection. What you are inside, you see outside. So choose today to awaken to your inheritance. Feel the wealth before it arrives. Wear it like a garment. Carry it in your heart. Speak as one who is already rich. Think as one who has plenty, and live from that place of fullness. The world is waiting to reflect back your new reality. You are rich, not someday, not when conditions change, but now. This is your birthright. Embrace it, feel it, know it, and watch how the invisible riches of your consciousness transform the visible world around you. To truly transform your life, you must learn to live from the end, the state in which your desire is not a distant hope, but a present reality within your consciousness. Most people focus on what they lack. They think about their desires as something separate from themselves, something to be chased or earned in the future. This is the error that keeps them locked in a cycle of longing and waiting. But the secret lies not in thinking about your desires as future possibilities, but in thinking from them as if they are already fulfilled. When you live from the end, you enter a state of being that fully embodies the feeling and reality of your wish fulfilled. Imagine not wanting something, but having it. Imagine the sensation, the emotions, the thoughts, and the peace that come with your desire realized. This is the mental and emotional place where creation begins. To think from your desires means to place yourself inside the experience of already possessing what you seek, to live in that state as if it were now, not later. This is not mere wishful thinking or idle daydreaming. It is a deliberate assumption, a conscious choice to inhabit the end result rather than the current circumstance. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you send a clear signal to your subconscious mind, which governs the unseen forces that shape your reality. Your subconscious cannot distinguish between what is imagined vividly and what is real. It accepts your assumptions and begins to align your life accordingly. Acting with the confidence of completion means that your behavior, your emotions, and your thoughts reflect the certainty that your desire is already achieved. You carry yourself with assurance, speak as though your goal is inevitable, and make decisions from a place of fulfillment, not lack. This inner conviction transforms your energy and vibrates out into the world, drawing to you the people, circumstances, and opportunities that correspond with your assumed state. Many stumble because they wait for evidence before feeling fulfilled. They say, when I have this, then I will be happy, or when this happens, then I will feel complete. But this reverses the natural order of manifestation. Fulfillment is not the result of external conditions. It is the cause of them. First comes the mental and emotional reality, then the physical evidence follows. To live from the end is to recognize that your inner world creates your outer world. This way of living requires discipline and faith. You must guard your thoughts and feelings, ensuring they remain true to your assumed state. Doubts and fears are the enemies of manifestation. They pull you back into the current reality and disrupt the flow of your creative power. Instead, cultivate the feeling of having already arrived, regardless of present appearances. When you practice living from the end, you find a deep peace. You no longer chase or struggle. Instead, you rest in the certainty of your fulfillment. This does not mean passivity or complacency. It means inspired action that flows naturally from your confident knowing. Your actions are no longer desperate attempts, but expressions of the reality you live within. What you experience on the outside is always a reflection of what you hold on the inside. By living from the end, you align your entire being with your desire, and thus the world must adjust to mirror your inner truth. This is the profound power you possess. Choose today to think from your desires, to feel their fulfillment, and to act with unshakable confidence. Live as though your wish is already complete. In doing so, you do not wait for your dreams to come to you. You become the reality of those dreams. And so, your life changes, inevitably and beautifully, from the inside out. There is a profound truth that separates mere wishing from true creation. It is the presence of feeling. Thought alone, no matter how vivid or persistent, is not enough to shape your reality. The invisible realm responds not just to what you think, but to what you feel. Emotion is the key ingredient in the alchemy of manifestation, the sacred force that impresses your desires upon the unseen and brings them forth into being. You may imagine a desired outcome many times, but if your heart is not truly in it, if your feeling does not match your vision, then your desire remains inert, suspended in possibility without movement. The universe does not respond to your words or thoughts in isolation. It responds to the energy behind them. It is the charged feeling, the emotional conviction, that acts like a seed planted deeply in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind, ready to sprout and grow into form. Feeling real means embodying the sensation of having already received what you desire. It means going beyond intellectual acceptance or hopeful thinking to fully immerse yourself in the emotional reality of fulfillment. When you feel joy, gratitude, peace, or excitement as though your wish is already accomplished, you create a magnetic force that draws that reality to you. This feeling is the invisible signature that the universe reads and responds to without hesitation. Without feeling, thought is like a wind that blows over dry ground. It may stir the surface, but it cannot take root. With feeling, thought becomes a powerful current that carves rivers through the landscape of your life, reshaping it into the reflection of your inner state. Emotion breathes life into your imagination and sets creation in motion. This is why many who merely wish for change or desire something new find themselves stuck. They think about their goals but fail to feel them deeply. Their emotions are tangled with doubt, fear, or disbelief. These conflicting feelings cancel out their intentions and keep them locked in the old reality. To break free, you must consciously cultivate feeling aligned with your desires. You must practice dwelling in that emotional state until it becomes your dominant vibration. Gratitude is one of the most potent feelings you can cultivate. To feel grateful for what you have, and even for what you are about to receive, opens the floodgates of abundance. Gratitude carries the frequency of fulfillment and signals to the unseen realm that you are ready to receive more. Do not underestimate the power of your emotions. They are the language through which your inner world speaks to the universe. They are the keys that unlock doors to new realities. When you feel it real, you are not deceiving yourself. You are communicating with the invisible forces that govern manifestation. Let your heart be the artist that paints your desired reality with feeling. Engage all your senses in this inner experience. See, hear, touch, taste, and smell the richness of your fulfilled desire. Feel the satisfaction as though it is happening now. Let your body respond with joy and peace. This immersion in feeling shapes the unseen clay of your future. The unseen does not respond to thoughts alone. It waits for the charge of feeling to move it into action. Thought is the blueprint, but feeling is the force that builds. Together they create your world. So cultivate emotion as your ally. Allow your heart to know your desires as already real. Feel deeply, persistently, and joyfully. In doing so, you activate the law that transforms invisible longing into visible reality. And what was once a dream becomes your living truth. The journey to manifesting your desires is often met with resistance, especially from the outer world. Appearances may seem to mock your inner vision. Circumstances might look bleak. People may doubt you, and situations may appear to move against your hopes. But here lies one of the most profound principles to understand and live by. You must persist, regardless of appearances. The outer world may contradict your inner assumption, but you must not waver or be swayed. You must hold fast to the conviction of your fulfilled desire, and in time the world will yield to your steadfast assumption. The reason many fail to see their dreams come true is that they allow the evidence of their senses to dictate their faith. They look at what is scarcity, struggle, delay, and conclude that their desire is impossible or far off. Yet the outer world is not the judge of your inner reality. It is merely a mirror reflecting your current assumptions. If you change your inner assumption and persist in it, no matter what the senses say, the reflection must eventually change. This persistence is not blind stubbornness. It is a deep knowing, a trust in the unseen laws that govern reality. It is the recognition that the outer world is slow to catch up to the inner world. The unseen is always ahead, but it requires time and unwavering belief to reshape the visible. Think of it like a seed planted in the ground. When you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every day to see if it's grown. If you did, the seed would never have a chance to sprout. You water it, give it sunlight, and trust that beneath the surface, life is working quietly and surely. In the same way, your inner assumption is the seed. Even if no visible evidence has yet appeared, you must persist in feeling and believing that what you desire is already accomplished. This persistence includes guarding your thoughts and emotions. When doubt creeps in, or when the external world tempts you to abandon your assumption, remind yourself that appearances are not truth. They are temporary shadows. Your truth is the feeling in your heart, the certainty of your fulfilled wish. Stand firm in that feeling. Nurture it daily until it becomes your dominant state of being. When you persist, the unseen forces align to support you. Opportunities appear, circumstances shift, and people show up to confirm your new reality. The world yields not because it is forced to, but because it must conform to the dominant vibration you hold within. You are the cause, the world is the effect. Persistence is also an act of faith. It requires patience and resilience. You may face delays, setbacks, or challenges, but these are not signs of failure. They are tests of your belief and opportunities to deepen your assumption. Each time you choose to persist despite appearances, you strengthen your creative power and bring yourself closer to your desire. The visible is always subject to change, but the invisible is constant and eternal. It is the soil in which your dreams grow. When you persist in your inner assumption, you align yourself with that eternal truth. The outer world, no matter how it appears now, will eventually reflect what you have held unwaveringly within. So hold fast. Do not let appearances shake your faith. Persist in the assumption of your fulfilled desire with all the confidence of one who knows the end has already come. In doing so, you become the master of your reality, and the world will, without fail, yield to your unshakable vision. The truth you must come to embrace is this: you already have everything you desire. The creation is finished. What you seek, whether it is love, abundance, peace, or success, is not something waiting to be manufactured or earned in the distant future. It already exists in its fullest potential, complete and perfect within the unseen realm. The illusion of lack comes from your focus on the absence, on the external evidence that seems to say otherwise. But the reality is far deeper. All that you want is already yours. The The key is to act as if you have already received it, because in truth you have. This concept is profound because it overturns the common assumption that you must first get something before you can feel or act as if you have it. Most people live in a state of trying to acquire, to achieve, or to attain something outside themselves. But the true creative power lies not in reaching outward, but in turning inward to recognize what is already complete. Creation does not begin with the physical manifestation. It begins with the awareness that it is already done. To act as if you already have what you desire is to live from the end, from the fulfilled state. It means carrying yourself, thinking and feeling as though the desire is no longer a distant dream, but a present reality. When you do this, you are aligning your consciousness with the truth of your own completeness. This alignment sends a powerful signal to the subconscious mind, which governs the formation of your external world. The subconscious cannot differentiate between what is vividly imagined and what is real. It accepts your assumptions and works to manifest them in your life. By assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you bypass the struggle of waiting and create an energetic invitation for your desire to appear. You move from a mindset of lack to a mindset of abundance. This shift is critical because your emotions and beliefs create the atmosphere in which manifestation takes place. When you feel already complete, already rich, already loved, or already successful, you are vibrating at a frequency that attracts matching circumstances. Understanding that creation is finished also liberates you from frustration and impatience. You no longer see yourself as a victim of circumstances or time. Instead, you know that the only thing between you and your desire is your willingness to accept it now. This acceptance is an act of faith, a surrender to the truth that your perfect desire exists beyond the physical and is accessible in this moment. Acting as if you already have it means expressing gratitude as if your wish is your current experience. It means living with the confidence and peace of one who knows that what is true cannot be undone. This inner conviction transforms your daily life. Your actions become inspired rather than desperate. Your energy flows freely, and the external world begins to reflect the harmony you hold within. It is important to realize that this is not a mere mental exercise or positive thinking alone. It is a deep, heartfelt realization that your true nature is unlimited, that the source of your desires is infinite, and that nothing outside of you can limit what you have already been given. When you awaken to this truth, you step into the role of creator, fully aware of your power. So today, choose to act from this place of knowing. Walk, talk, and feel as though your desires are fulfilled, because they are. Creation is complete and everything you seek is already yours. To live from this understanding is to live in the fullness of life itself, abundant, free, and whole. In conclusion, the path to true fulfillment lies in recognizing the profound truth that all you desire already exists within you and the unseen realm. By embracing this reality, acting with unwavering faith, and aligning your feelings with the fulfillment of your wishes, you become the conscious creator of your life. Remember, it is not the changing circumstances that bring your desires to life, but your persistent inner assumption and heartfelt feeling that shape the world around you. Trust in this power. Persist regardless of appearances, and live fully from the end, knowing that creation is already complete. Thank you for allowing me to share these timeless truths with you. May you walk confidently in the knowing that all that you seek is already yours.
You are always talking to yourself. Even in moments of silence, your mind whispers a constant dialogue. But have you ever stopped to listen? Not merely to hear, but to truly listen to the words you are speaking to yourself? For those words, whether you recognize their power or not, are the architects of your reality. For the next 3 days, I invite you to become the deliberate author of your inner story. Speak to yourself as though you are already the person you long to become. Imagine it, the health, the wealth, the love, the peace, all yours, now. Do not wait for evidence in the world outside, create the evidence within. Tell yourself, I am whole, complete, and radiant. My desires are fulfilled effortlessly. Everything I seek is seeking me. I walk in the assurance that my dreams are already mine. Your inner dialogue is the most powerful tool you possess, whether you are conscious of it or not. Every thought you think, every word you whisper to yourself, forms the foundation of your reality. The conversations you hold within are not idle, they are the architects of your life, silently shaping your experiences, relationships, and the opportunities that flow to you. When you wake up in the morning, what are the first thoughts that cross your mind? Are they thoughts of gratitude and anticipation, or do they spiral into worry and doubt? These initial thoughts are more significant than you might believe. They set the tone for your day, coloring the way you perceive the world and influencing how the world perceives you. You may think that your external circumstances dictate your inner dialogue, but the truth is, it's the other way around. Your internal narrative precedes and creates your external conditions. The remarkable thing about inner dialogue is that it operates as a self-fulfilling prophecy. The subconscious mind, which acts as the silent builder of your reality, cannot distinguish between what is true and what you imagine to be true. It takes every word you feed it as an instruction, a blueprint to follow. If you consistently tell yourself, "I am not good enough, I can't do this," or "I will never succeed," your subconscious accepts these statements as facts and adjusts your reality accordingly. You might find obstacles arising where none existed before, or opportunities slipping away as though they were never meant for you. On the other hand, consider what happens when your inner dialogue aligns with your desires rather than your fears. When you replace negative, self-defeating thoughts with affirmations of success, love, and abundance, you rewrite the script of your life. Words like "I am capable," "I am worthy," and "everything is working in my favor" carry an energy that transforms your state of mind. They elevate your vibration and bring you into harmony with the life you want to live. This process requires awareness and intentionality. Most people are unaware of the endless chatter in their minds, much of which is automatic and influenced by past conditioning. Becoming conscious of your inner dialogue is the first step toward mastery. Pay attention to the words you use when you speak to yourself. Are they words of encouragement or criticism? Do they build you up or tear you down? Awareness alone can begin to shift the balance. Once you've recognized the patterns, the next step is to consciously replace unhelpful thoughts with empowering ones. This isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing the perspective that best serves you. If a challenge arises, instead of thinking, "This is impossible," you might say, "I'll find a way through this." This subtle shift doesn't deny the challenge, it changes your relationship with it. Instead of seeing it as a barrier, you begin to see it as an opportunity to grow. Over time, this practice of deliberate self-talk becomes second nature. It's not about repeating empty phrases or mindless affirmations, but about cultivating a genuine belief in your potential. As you persist, you'll notice changes not only within yourself but also in the world around you. People will respond differently to you. Circumstances will align in your favor, and what once seemed out of reach will become attainable. The power of inner dialogue lies in its simplicity and accessibility. You don't need special tools or training to begin. All you need is the willingness to listen to yourself and the courage to rewrite the story you've been telling. When you take control of your inner dialogue, you take control of your life. You are no longer a passive participant in your story, but an active creator, shaping your reality with every word you speak to yourself. To assume the feeling of fulfillment is to live in this moment as though your deepest desires are already realized. It is not a mere act of pretending or hoping, but a conscious shift in your state of being. When you embody the feeling of having what you desire, you align yourself with the reality you wish to experience. This is the key to unlocking the life you have always dreamed of, for your inner world dictates your outer reality. The essence of fulfillment begins with imagination. The mind, limitless and boundless, is the canvas upon which all your desires are painted. To assume the feeling of fulfillment, you must first create a vivid image of what you wish to experience. But this is not enough. The image must be accompanied by the corresponding emotion. If your desire is wealth, do not merely picture money in your hands. Instead, Feel the freedom, security, and joy that wealth brings. If your longing is for love, do not stop at imagining a partner by your side. Feel the warmth of companionship, the excitement of connection, and the peace of being truly understood. The secret lies in the fact that your mind cannot distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. When you assume the feeling of fulfillment, you impress upon your subconscious mind the belief that your desire is already yours. The subconscious, being non-discriminatory, takes this as truth and begins to orchestrate events, circumstances, and opportunities that align with this belief. Your outer world begins to shift, not by chance, but as a reflection of the state you have embodied. This process does not demand effort in the traditional sense. It is not about striving or forcing outcomes. In fact, the very act of striving often implies a signal to the universe that you believe your desire is still out of reach. Instead, to assume the feeling of fulfillment is to rest in the knowing that what you seek is already yours. It is a state of relaxed confidence where doubt and fear have no place. You may wonder how to achieve this feeling when reality seems to contradict your desires. The answer lies in discipline and persistence. Begin by setting aside time each day to quiet your mind and enter a state of stillness. In this state, free from the distractions of the external world, imagine your desire as vividly as possible. Engage all your senses. See it, hear it, touch it, and most importantly, feel it. Let the joy, gratitude, and satisfaction of already having what you want wash over you. This practice may feel unfamiliar or even uncomfortable. Your rational mind, conditioned by years of focusing on what is, may resist. But with consistent practice, the feeling will become more natural. Over time, it will take root in your subconscious, becoming the foundation upon which your reality is built. What makes this approach so transformative is that it shifts your focus from lack to abundance. When you assume the feeling of fulfillment, you no longer dwell on what you don't have. Instead, you anchor yourself in the energy of already having. This shift not only changes your inner state but also your actions and interactions. You move through the world with a confidence and magnetism that draws your desires closer to you. It is important to remember that assuming the feeling of fulfillment does not mean denying your current reality. It means choosing to see beyond it. It is not about ignoring challenges, but about facing them from a place of strength and assurance. When you embody the state of fulfillment, even obstacles lose their power to derail you. They become stepping stones, guiding you closer to your goal. To assume the feeling of fulfillment is to live as the creator of your reality. It is a powerful reminder that you are not at the mercy of external circumstances. Everything you need to manifest your desires is already within you. By embodying the state of fulfillment, you step into your true power and claim the life that has always been waiting for you. Words are far more than simple expressions of thought. They are seeds of creation, carrying within them the power to shape the reality you experience. Every word you speak, whether aloud or in the quiet chambers of your mind, plants itself into the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Like seeds planted in a garden, these words take root and grow, eventually blossoming into the circumstances, relationships, and outcomes of your life. The question is not whether your words will create, but what they will create. Consider the nature of seeds. Each one holds within it the blueprint of its potential. A single acorn contains the possibility of a towering oak, just as a word carries within it the energy to manifest its corresponding reality. When you speak words of love, confidence, and abundance, you plant seeds that yield experiences of joy, strength, and prosperity. Conversely, words of doubt, fear, and limitation sow weeds that can choke out the beauty you long to cultivate. The subconscious mind is the soil in which these seeds are sown. It does not discriminate between what is good or bad, true or false. It simply nurtures whatever is planted. If you habitually say, "I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed, or nothing ever works out for me," your subconscious takes these statements as instructions, working tirelessly to bring them to life. It creates conditions that confirm your beliefs, not out of malice, but out of unwavering obedience to the seeds you've planted. On the other hand, imagine the transformative power of planting intentional seeds. What if you began to speak words that reflect the life you wish to live, even before you see evidence of it in the physical world? Statements like, "I am worthy of love, opportunities flow to me effortlessly, and I am a magnet for success," are not mere affirmations, they are creative commands. When repeated with conviction and belief, they set the wheels of creation in motion, aligning your inner world with the outer reality you desire. The process requires mindfulness and care, much like tending to a garden. A gardener does not plant seeds and then leave the field untended. They nurture the soil, water the seeds, and remove weeds that threaten to overtake the growth. Similarly, you must guard your words and thoughts, ensuring they align with the vision you hold for your life. If a negative thought arises, treat it as a weed to be gently but firmly removed. Replace it with a word or phrase that supports your growth. It's not enough to simply avoid speaking negative words. You must actively cultivate the habit of speaking words of power and possibility. Speak as though your desired reality already exists, for in truth it does, first in your imagination, and then in your external experience. By consistently affirming the life you want, you imprint these desires onto your subconscious mind, which begins to guide your actions, decisions, and perceptions toward their fulfillment. Faith is a crucial element in this process. Just as a farmer trusts that the seeds planted will eventually sprout, you must trust in the unseen forces that bring your words to fruition. There may be a period where nothing seems to happen, where the soil appears barren. But beneath the surface, the seeds are germinating, breaking open, and sending roots deep into the earth. It is during this time that your faith must remain steadfast. The beauty of this principle is its universality. It applies to every area of life: health, wealth, relationships, and personal growth. Words have no limits. They carry the energy of your intention to every corner of your existence. They are the tools by which you carve your destiny, the brushstrokes that paint the masterpiece of your life. You are always planting seeds with your words, whether consciously or unconsciously. Make the choice to speak only what you wish to grow. Speak of abundance, and abundance will find you. Speak of love, and love will surround you. Speak of peace, and peace will fill your days. The garden of your life reflects the seeds you sow. So choose your words wisely, for they hold within them the power to create worlds. At its core, consistency is about commitment. It is a promise you make to yourself to show up, regardless of circumstances. There will be days when motivation wanes, when the initial excitement of a goal has faded, and progress feels slow or invisible. These are the moments when consistency becomes your greatest ally. By continuing to take action, even when you don't see immediate results, you build momentum and lay the foundation for success. The process of consistency is often invisible, much like the roots of a tree that grow beneath the surface before the first signs of growth appear. Imagine a seed planted in the earth. For weeks, perhaps months, nothing seems to happen. Yet, within the soil, the seed is sprouting roots, establishing the strength it will need to sustain its growth. Similarly, your consistent efforts may seem fruitless at first, but they are cultivating the habits, discipline, and resilience required for long-term success. One of the most overlooked aspects of consistency is its ability to rewire your identity. Every time you act in alignment with your goals, no matter how small the action, you reinforce the belief that you are the kind of person who follows through. For instance, if you aim to become healthier, consistently choosing nutritious meals or taking a daily walk signals to your subconscious mind, "I am someone who prioritizes my health over time." These actions shift your identity, making the desired behavior effortless and natural. The beauty of consistency is that it simplifies the path to success. Instead of being overwhelmed by the magnitude of a goal, you focus on the manageable, daily actions that move you closer to it. Want to write a book? Commit to writing 500 words a day. Want to improve your fitness? Start with 15 minutes of exercise each morning. These small actions may seem insignificant, but over time they accumulate into meaningful results. Consistency is also the antidote to impatience. In a world that prizes instant gratification, it teaches you the value of delayed rewards. It reminds you that the most enduring achievements are not those gained quickly, but those earned through steady, persistent effort. When you embrace consistency, you release the need for immediate validation and trust in the process. The results of consistency are exponential. What begins as small, incremental progress eventually leads to breakthroughs. The compound effect, the principle that small, consistent actions multiply over time, means that the longer you stay consistent, the greater your rewards will be. A single day of effort may seem trivial, but a year of consistent effort can transform your life. Consistency is about faith in your vision, in the power of small actions, and in the unseen forces that guide your efforts. It is the steady drumbeat that drives progress, the quiet determination that outlasts fleeting inspiration. When you commit to consistency, you unlock the ability to create lasting change, proving that true power lies not in what you do occasionally, but in what you do consistently. This faith is not passive, it is an active state of being. It requires you to live as though your desires are already realized. You align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the reality you wish to create, regardless of what the outer world reflects. This alignment is a declaration to the universe that you trust its processes and timing. It is the bridge between the formless and the tangible, the unseen and the seen. The power of faith lies in its ability to sustain you during moments of doubt or delay. There will be times when progress seems slow, when the path forward is unclear, and when external circumstances appear to contradict your desires. In these moments, faith becomes your anchor. It reminds you that appearances are fleeting, and that the unseen forces of creation are always at work, orchestrating events, opportunities, and connections that align with your vision. Faith in the unseen also demands surrender, releasing the need to control every detail of how and when your desires will manifest. This surrender is not a sign of weakness, but of profound strength. It is an acknowledgement that there are forces greater than your conscious mind, working in ways you cannot yet comprehend. By letting go of the need to force outcomes, you open yourself to possibilities far beyond what you could imagine. The unseen realm is where imagination and belief play their most vital roles. Imagination is the faculty through which you glimpse what is possible. When you vividly imagine your desired outcome, you plant the seed of its creation in your subconscious mind. But faith waters this seed, nurturing it with the conviction that it will grow. Belief acts as the sunlight, providing the energy needed to bring your vision into reality. One of the greatest challenges of faith in the unseen is resisting the temptation to judge by appearances. The external world often mirrors your past thoughts and beliefs rather than the new reality you are creating. If you allow yourself to be swayed by what you see, you risk falling into doubt and undoing your progress. Faith requires you to look beyond the surface, trusting that the seeds you have planted are growing even when the soil appears barren. Faith in the unseen also transforms how you approach obstacles. Challenges are no longer viewed as barriers but as stepping stones, opportunities to grow stronger and more aligned with your desires. When you trust in the unseen, you begin to see every setback as a redirection, guiding you towards something even better than you originally envisioned. This kind of faith is not limited to manifesting specific desires, it is a way of life. It teaches you to trust in the inherent order of the universe, to believe that everything unfolds for your highest good. It allows you to navigate uncertainty with grace, knowing that you are always supported by unseen forces working tirelessly on your behalf. To have faith in the unseen is to embrace the mystery of creation. It is to stand firm in the knowledge that your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings are powerful forces, shaping the fabric of your reality. When you live with this faith, you align yourself with the infinite possibilities of life, transforming your desires into tangible experiences. This faith is the ultimate creative act, a testament to your trust in the unseen power that governs all things. Self-talk is one of the most profound forms of prayer, yet it is often overlooked. The words you speak to yourself, the internal dialogue that accompanies your every thought and action, hold immense power. It is not simply a mental habit, it is a communication with the deeper aspects of your being, the divine essence within you. When you recognize that self-talk is a constant prayer, you begin to see how each word you utter is a seed, carrying the potential to shape your life in profound ways. Prayer is often thought of as a formal act word spoken to an external deity or written in sacred texts. But the essence of prayer is much simpler and more intimate. It is the alignment of your thoughts and feelings with what you desire. Your self-talk performs this function continuously, shaping your beliefs, emotions, and ultimately your reality. Whether you realize it or not, every time you speak to yourself, you are setting the tone for what you expect from life and what life will reflect back to you. Imagine that your inner dialogue is a direct conversation with the infinite creative force within you. This force, whether you call it God, the universe, or simply your subconscious mind, listens attentively to every word. It takes your self-talk as instruction, translating it into the experiences, opportunities, and challenges you encounter. If your inner dialogue is filled with fear, doubt, and self-criticism, you are praying for limitation and struggle, even if that is not your conscious intention. Conversely, when your self-talk is rooted in love, confidence, and faith, you are praying for abundance, peace, and success. The key to transforming your life through self-talk as prayer is awareness. Many people operate on autopilot, repeating negative or limiting beliefs without realizing the impact. These internal scripts, often formed in childhood or through past experiences, become habitual, shaping their reality in unintended ways. The first step is to become conscious of your inner dialogue. Pay attention to the words you use when you think about yourself, your goals, and your challenges. Are they words of encouragement and hope, or do they echo doubt and fear? Once you become aware of your self-talk, you can begin to intentionally reshape it. This is not about ignoring reality or pretending problems don't exist. It is about choosing a perspective that aligns with your highest good. If you catch yourself thinking, "I'll never succeed," gently replace it with, "I am capable of achieving my goals." If you hear yourself saying, "I'm not enough," counter it with, "I am worthy of love and success." These shifts may feel small, even insignificant, but over time they rewire your subconscious mind, creating a new foundation for your beliefs and actions. Self-talk as prayer also involves emotion. Words alone, without feeling, lack the power to move the creative forces within you. When you speak to yourself, infuse your words with genuine emotion. Feel the joy of success, the peace of love, or the excitement of new opportunities as though they are already yours. This combination of intentional words and heartfelt emotion sends a powerful message to your subconscious mind, reinforcing the reality you wish to create. Patience is essential in this process. Just as a farmer does not plant seeds and expect a harvest the next day, you must give your self-talk time to take root and bear fruit. Trust that your consistent, intentional words are working behind the scenes, even when you see no immediate results. Faith in the unseen is the foundation of all effective prayer, including the prayers you speak to yourself. Self-talk as prayer is about reclaiming your creative power. It is about recognizing that you are not a passive participant in life, but an active co-creator of your reality. That every word you speak to yourself is a choice to align with fear or faith, limitation or possibility, scarcity or abundance. By choosing your words wisely and speaking to yourself with love, confidence, and gratitude, you harness the power of prayer to transform your life from within. In doing so, you become the architect of a reality that reflects your deepest desires and highest aspirations. Ladies and gentlemen, let us turn our attention to the quiet, transformative power of the chosen woman. She is not marked by wealth, beauty, or status, but by the depth of her awareness and the alignment of her soul. The chosen woman knows that her true power lies within her. She does not need the approval of the world because she understands a sacred truth: her imagination is the creator of her reality. What she believes about herself becomes her world. When she says, "I am," she is not speaking of what she hopes to be, but of what she knows she already is. A woman who knows her power comes from within is unlike anyone else. She walks through life with a quiet confidence, aware that her strength does not depend on the opinions or validations of others. This realization sets her apart, for she understands that external circumstances are merely a reflection of her inner state. Her power is rooted in her understanding of self, a profound awareness that the source of all she seeks already resides within her. This kind of woman does not cling to titles, possessions, or the fleeting approval of society. She knows that such things are transient and cannot define her worth. Instead, her identity is grounded in her understanding of the divine within her. She recognizes that she is not separate from the creative force that governs the universe, and this realization gives her a profound sense of security. The world may shift around her, but her foundation remains unshaken. Her confidence stems not from arrogance, but from an unshakable faith in her ability to create her reality. The woman who knows her power comes from within understands the nature of her mind and its limitless potential. She sees her imagination not as a whimsical tool, but as the blueprint of her life. What she dwells upon internally will manifest externally. This awareness gives her a sense of responsibility for her thoughts and emotions. She does not allow herself to be ruled by doubt or fear, for she knows that such feelings, if indulged, will create the very circumstances she wishes to avoid. Instead, she chooses to think deliberately, focusing only on what aligns with her highest vision. Because she draws her strength from within, she is not easily swayed by external forces. She listens to her intuition and trusts her inner voice, even when it contradicts what the world around her is saying. This inner guidance acts as her compass, leading her toward choices that resonate with her truth. She does not need constant advice or reassurance from others, for she has cultivated a deep connection with herself. This ability to trust her inner knowing allows her to move through life with clarity and purpose. This woman is also resilient in the face of challenges. When adversity arises, she does not crumble or look for someone to rescue her. Instead, she turns inward, accessing the reservoir of strength that lies within her. She understands that every obstacle is an opportunity for growth, a chance to discover even more of her innate power. She does not view difficulties as punishment or misfortune, but as a natural part of the journey toward becoming her highest self. Her ability to remain centered in the face of hardship inspires those around her, though she does not act for recognition or praise. Her inner power also makes her self-sufficient. While she values relationships and enjoys the companionship of others, she does not depend on anyone to complete her. She knows that she is whole as she is, and that her happiness cannot be outsourced. This self-sufficiency allows her to give freely to others without feeling depleted. She shares her time, energy, and love from a place of abundance, not from a need for reciprocity. Her relationships thrive because they are based on mutual respect and shared growth, rather than dependency or control. The woman who knows her power comes from within also understands the importance of self-love. She treats herself with kindness and compassion, knowing that her relationship with herself sets the tone for all other relationships. She does not engage in self-criticism or doubt her worth, for she knows that such behaviors are incompatible with the truth of who she is. Instead, she affirms her value daily, nurturing her spirit with positive thoughts and actions. This self-love radiates outward, drawing people and opportunities into her life that reflect her inner state. Her power is magnetic. People are drawn to her presence not because she seeks attention, but because she embodies authenticity and grace. She does not need to prove herself or compete with others, for she knows that her journey is unique. This authenticity makes her a source of inspiration, encouraging others to look within and discover their own power. She does not diminish others to elevate herself. Instead, she uplifts those around her simply by being true to herself. Above all, the woman who knows her power comes from within is free. Free from the constraints of societal expectations, free from the need for external approval, and free from the fears that hold so many back. She moves through life with a sense of ease and flow, trusting that all she needs will come to her at the right time. Her faith in the unseen allows her to embrace uncertainty without anxiety, for she knows that her inner world will always create her outer reality. This woman is a living testament to the truth that all power is internal. She shows us that when we stop looking outside ourselves for validation, answers, or strength, we discover the infinite wellspring of potential that has been within us all along. And in doing so, she not only transforms her own life, but also inspires others to awaken to their own inner power. A woman who walks alone yet feels complete carries a presence that is both rare and profound. Her solitude is not a burden, but a sanctuary, a place where she finds clarity, strength, and unwavering peace. While many seek companionship to fill a void or distract from their inner struggles, she embraces solitude as a path to self-discovery and fulfillment. She is not afraid of being alone, for she understands that true completion does not come from others, but from within herself. Her ability to walk alone is not born out of necessity or isolation, but from choice. She values her own company and recognizes the immense power that comes from standing independently. In the quiet moments of solitude, she connects deeply with herself, nurturing her mind, body, and spirit. She does not look to others to validate her existence or provide her with a sense of purpose. Instead, she finds these things in her connection to the divine within her, a connection that reminds her she is never truly alone. This woman does not fear silence. In fact, she thrives in it. While the world around her clamors for attention, noise, and distraction, she retreats to the stillness within. It is in this quiet space that she hears the whispers of her soul, the guidance of her intuition, and the answers to questions she once sought externally. She understands that silence is not emptiness but a gateway to greater understanding. It is in these moments of solitude that she learns the most about herself, discovering her desires, her strengths, and her boundless potential. Her sense of completeness stems from her profound self-awareness. She knows who she is, what she stands for, and what she desires in life. This clarity allows her to walk alone with confidence, unshaken by the opinions or judgments of others. She does not seek to conform to societal expectations or fit into molds that do not align with her truth. Instead, she charts her own path, guided by her inner wisdom and unshakable belief in herself. This independence is not a rejection of others, but a declaration of her freedom to be herself. A woman who feels complete within herself does not fear the absence of relationships or companionship. She understands that being alone is not the same as being lonely. While she cherishes meaningful connections, she does not rely on them to feel whole. Her relationships are an extension of her wholeness, not a patchwork to cover emptiness. This allows her to love others freely, without attachment or neediness. She gives from a place of abundance rather than lack, making her connections genuine and fulfilling. Her solitude is a source of strength. In walking alone, she has learned to rely on herself, to trust her instincts, and to face challenges head-on. She knows that her resilience is not dependent on anyone else's support or approval. This self-reliance does not mean she rejects help when it is offered, but she does not depend on it. She has faced her fears, her doubts, and her insecurities in the quiet of her solitude, emerging stronger and more self-assured. Every step she takes alone reinforces her belief in her own capabilities. Walking alone also gives her the freedom to focus on her growth and dreams without distraction. She uses her solitude to cultivate her talents, pursue her passions, and build a life that aligns with her vision. She is not weighed down by the expectations of others or the need to compromise her values to fit into someone else's plan. This freedom allows her to create a life that is uniquely her own, one that reflects her deepest desires and highest aspirations. Her ability to feel complete in solitude inspires others. In a world that often equates worth with relationships, she stands as a reminder that self-love and self-awareness are the foundations of true happiness. People are drawn to her not because she seeks attention, but because her independence and authenticity radiate a quiet confidence. She shows others that it is possible to be content and fulfilled without constantly seeking external validation. This woman is also deeply connected to her spirituality. Whether she views this as a connection to the divine, the universe, or her higher self, it is this relationship that sustains her. She feels the presence of something greater guiding her, supporting her, and reminding her that she is never truly alone. This spiritual connection fills her with a sense of peace and purpose, allowing her to walk her path with grace and courage. A woman who walks alone yet feels complete embodies a profound truth that our worth and happiness are not determined by our relationships, achievements, or external circumstances, but by the love and acceptance we cultivate within ourselves. She is a living testament to the power of self-awareness, self-love, and inner strength. Her journey is not about isolation but about wholeness, a wholeness that comes from embracing who she is and trusting the path she is meant to walk. A woman who commands rather than pleads understands the profound truth about her worth, her power, and her ability to shape her reality. She knows that to beg or plead is to operate from a place of lack, but to command is to stand firmly in the knowledge that she is already worthy of all she desires. This approach is not rooted in arrogance but in certainty, a quiet confidence that stems from the awareness of her inner authority. She understands that the world does not respond to desperation but to conviction. Her command begins with her understanding of self. She sees herself not as a victim of circumstance, but as the creator of her experiences. This realization changes everything. Instead of seeking permission or validation from others, she declares her desires boldly and confidently. She does not ask the universe, society, or those around her to make room for her. She creates the space she needs and steps into it unapologetically. Her commands are not about forcing or controlling others, but about aligning with the natural flow of her inner power. When this woman speaks, she does so with intention. Every word she utters carries weight, because she understands the creative power of language. She is deliberate in her declarations, knowing that her words have the ability to shape her reality. She does not waste time with "if only" or "I wish," for these phrases suggest doubt and hesitation. Instead, she speaks in terms of "I am," and it is done affirming the truth of her desires as though they are already accomplished. This language of certainty transforms her life, drawing opportunities and experiences that match her unwavering belief. Her ability to command stems from her alignment with her inner being. She does not command from a place of ego or entitlement, but from a deep understanding of her connection to the divine. She recognizes that she is not separate from the source of creation, but an integral part of it. This connection allows her to trust that what she declares is already being brought into existence. Her faith is not in external forces, but in the power of her own belief, and this faith allows her to move through life with confidence and ease. This woman does not settle for less than what she knows she deserves. She does not lower her standards or compromise her values to appease others or avoid conflict. Instead, she sets clear boundaries and expects them to be honored. This expectation is not rooted in entitlement, but in self-respect. She knows that by commanding respect from others, she teaches them how to treat her. And if someone cannot meet her standards, she does not plead for their understanding or acceptance. She simply walks away, knowing that her worth is not determined by someone else's ability to see it. This woman's ability to command, rather than plead, also means she is not easily swayed by rejection or setbacks. She does not see a closed door as a reason to give up or question her worth. Instead, she views it as a redirection, an opportunity to align more closely with her desires. Her faith in herself and the power within her remains unshaken, even in the face of temporary obstacles. She knows that what is meant for her will come to her, not because she begs for it, but because she commands it with certainty and trust. Her presence inspires others. She does not demand attention or approval, yet people are drawn to her because of the strength and clarity she exudes. She shows others that it is possible to live with dignity and purpose without compromising oneself. Her ability to command respect, opportunities, and fulfillment is a testament to the power of self-belief and alignment with one's inner truth. This woman stands as a reminder that we are not here to plead for scraps from the table of life. We are here to command with confidence, to declare our worth, and to step boldly into the lives we are meant to lead. Her strength is not in what she demands from the world, but in the faith she has in her own power to create it. A woman who lives in the end carries an unshakable confidence in the realization of her desires. Her mind is not preoccupied with how or when things will unfold. She lives in the state of fulfillment, as if her dreams are already accomplished. This way of being is not an act of pretending or hoping. It is a deep, inner knowing. She understands that creation begins in the imagination, and that her thoughts and emotions shape the reality she experiences. Her power lies in her ability to dwell in the feeling of her desires already realized. Instead of being consumed by doubts, fears, or obstacles, she centers herself in the joy, peace, and satisfaction of having already achieved her goals. She envisions herself in the life she desires, allowing this vision to permeate her thoughts, words, and actions. To her, this is not wishful thinking, but a deliberate practice of aligning with the reality she knows is hers. This woman does not waver. When challenges arise, she does not allow them to pull her away from her inner vision. She sees setbacks not as defeats but as temporary illusions that will soon dissolve as her desired reality takes shape. Her focus is unwavering because she knows that what she consistently holds in her imagination will eventually manifest in her life. This faith is the foundation of her strength, enabling her to remain calm and composed even in the face of uncertainty. Her ability to live in the end influences every aspect of her life. In her relationships, she does not dwell on fears of rejection or inadequacy. Instead, she imagines and feels the love and connection she desires as already present. This transforms her energy, making her magnetic to the type of relationship she seeks. She does not chase or beg for affection, because in her mind she is already loved and cherished. This self-assurance creates a powerful aura that naturally attracts those who align with her vision. In her career, she does not approach her ambitions with desperation or anxiety. She does not focus on the gap between where she is and where she wants to be. Instead, she embodies the mindset of someone who has already achieved her goals. She walks, speaks, and acts as if her success is inevitable. This confidence opens doors and opportunities that others might miss, as she is attuned to the possibilities that align with her desired outcome. Living in the end requires discipline, but it is a discipline rooted in joy and trust. She makes a conscious effort to redirect her thoughts whenever they stray into doubt or negativity. She understands that dwelling on what is unwanted only serves to perpetuate it. Instead, she chooses to dwell on what brings her peace and fulfillment. This mental practice becomes second nature to her, a way of life that consistently reinforces her inner vision. This woman does not concern herself with the opinions or doubts of others. She knows that her vision is her own, and that it does not require external validation to become real. While others may question her choices or doubt her dreams, she remains steadfast in her belief. She understands that her imagination is the blueprint for her reality, and that the world will eventually conform to the picture she holds within. Her confidence is quiet but undeniable, rooted in the unshakable conviction that what she imagines is already hers. Her ability to live in the end also means she is not consumed by impatience. She does not measure time by what has not yet happened, but by the fullness of her inner experience. To her, the feeling of having already achieved her desires is as real and satisfying as the physical manifestation. This detachment from the need for immediate results allows her to remain peaceful and grateful in the present moment. She trusts that everything is unfolding perfectly, and that her desires are on their way to her. She does not permit just anything to enter her mind. She filters out the noise of the world, rejecting thoughts and ideas that do not align with her highest vision for herself. She is aware of the constant bombardment of opinions, fears, and distractions from outside sources, and she chooses to remain centered and grounded. She does not give her energy to gossip, criticism, or negativity, knowing that such things can easily take root and grow if allowed. Instead, she focuses her attention on what uplifts, empowers, and aligns with her inner truth. Her mental discipline is not born out of fear, but out of love for herself and her dreams. She values her peace and clarity too much to allow them to be compromised by fleeting doubts or external chaos. When negative thoughts arise, and they inevitably do, she does not fight or suppress them. Instead, she observes them with detachment, acknowledging their presence without letting them take control. She replaces them with thoughts of possibility, gratitude, and strength, shifting her focus back to what she desires to create. This woman is deeply selective about the information and influences she consumes. She understands that what she feeds her mind shapes her perception, and ultimately her reality. Whether it is the media she watches, the books she reads, or the conversations she engages in, she chooses wisely. She surrounds herself with inspiration, wisdom, and positivity, knowing that these elements nourish her mind and keep it aligned with her purpose. She does not allow toxic or limiting beliefs to infiltrate her sacred space, for she knows the cost is too great. Her inner world is her sanctuary, and she treats it as such. She takes time to cultivate stillness and silence, creating space for reflection and connection with her inner self. Through practices like meditation, journaling, or simply moments of quiet, she ensures that her mind remains clear and focused. These moments are not indulgences but necessities, allowing her to reset, recharge, and realign with her intentions. By guarding her mind, she creates an environment where creativity, intuition, and clarity can flourish. She is also conscious of the power of her words and how they reflect the state of her mind. She speaks with intention, understanding that her words are extensions of her thoughts and carry the energy she wishes to manifest. She avoids speaking in self-defeating or limiting ways, choosing instead to affirm her strength, capability, and worth. Her language reinforces the sacredness of her mental space, keeping her focused on what is possible rather than what is lacking. This woman's ability to guard her mind extends to her interactions with others. She is mindful of the company she keeps, surrounding herself with those who respect her boundaries and uplift her spirit. She does not entertain relationships that drain her energy or fill her mind with doubt. While she is compassionate and understanding, she does not allow others to project their fears or insecurities onto her. She knows that protecting her mind is not about shutting people out, but about discerning what aligns with her truth and what does not. Her guarded mind is not a fortress of rigidity, but a sanctuary of intentionality. She remains open to growth, learning, and new perspectives, but she filters them through the lens of her values and vision. She is not swayed by every passing trend or opinion, but remains anchored in her own inner guidance. This balance allows her to remain adaptable without compromising her integrity. The results of her guarded mind are evident in her life. She exudes a sense of calm, focus, and strength that others cannot help but notice. Her clarity of thought translates into decisive actions, and her unwavering belief in herself propels her toward her goals. She faces challenges with resilience, knowing that her mind is her greatest asset and her strongest ally. No matter what life throws at her, she trusts in her ability to navigate it with wisdom and grace. This woman teaches us the importance of treating our minds as sacred spaces. She reminds us that what we allow into our consciousness shapes not only how we see the world, but also what we create within it. By guarding her mind, she creates a life of purpose, peace, and fulfillment, showing us all that the key to transformation begins within. A woman who radiates grace and strength is a presence that commands attention without demanding it. Her power lies not in what she says or does, but in who she is. Her essence speaks louder than words. She moves through life with a quiet confidence, knowing that her strength is not something she needs to assert aggressively, but something she embodies effortlessly. Grace and strength are her natural states, and they shine through her every action, decision, and interaction. Her grace is rooted in her ability to remain composed in all circumstances. She does not allow the chaos of the world to disturb her inner peace. Whether faced with adversity, success, or uncertainty, she carries herself with dignity, choosing to respond rather than react. Her calm demeanor inspires trust and respect, as others sense her unshakable inner stability. This is not a facade, but the result of her deep self-awareness and understanding of the transient nature of external circumstances. Her strength, however, is not loud or forceful. It is quiet, but undeniable. She possesses an inner fortitude that allows her to persevere through life's challenges. This strength is born from her ability to embrace her vulnerabilities rather than hide from them. She understands that true strength comes from acknowledging her fears, doubts, and pain, and then rising above them. This acceptance of her humanity makes her resilient, for she knows that every setback is an opportunity for growth. She carries herself with grace, not to impress others, but because it aligns with her values. She is kind, compassionate, and considerate, yet these qualities do not make her weak. On the contrary, they reveal the depth of her strength. It takes courage to remain kind in a world that can be harsh, and it takes fortitude to maintain compassion when faced with cruelty or indifference. Her grace is not about perfection, but about being genuine and intentional in her actions. Her strength is reflected in her ability to set boundaries and stand firm in her convictions. She does not bend to please others or compromise her integrity for approval. While she is empathetic and understanding, she is not afraid to say no when necessary. This balance between grace and strength ensures that she is not taken advantage of, and it allows her to protect her energy and focus on what truly matters. She does not seek to control others, but instead exercises control over herself, her emotions, reactions, and choices. Her grace extends to the way she treats herself. She does not berate herself for her mistakes or shortcomings, but approaches herself with kindness and forgiveness. She understands that self-compassion is not indulgence but necessity, for it is the foundation of her strength. By nurturing her well-being, she ensures that she can show up fully in her relationships, work, and life's pursuits. Her ability to be gentle with herself sets an example for others, showing them the power of self-love and acceptance. In her relationships, she radiates grace and strength through her ability to communicate with clarity and empathy. She listens deeply, speaks thoughtfully, and seeks understanding rather than dominance. She does not engage in unnecessary conflicts or dramas, choosing instead to prioritize harmony and mutual respect. Yet, she does not avoid confrontation when it is necessary to uphold her principles or advocate for what is right. Her strength lies in her ability to navigate challenges with integrity and wisdom. This woman's grace and strength are also evident in her presence. She does not need to seek validation or approval, for she is secure in her worth. This self-assurance makes her magnetic, as others are drawn to her calm confidence and authenticity. She does not try to be someone she is not, and this genuineness inspires those around her to embrace their own uniqueness. Her presence alone is a reminder of what is possible when one lives with alignment and intention. Her grace and strength are not qualities she was necessarily born with, but ones she has cultivated over time. She has faced trials that tested her resolve and experienced moments that required her to rise above her fears. Through it all, she chose to learn, grow, and evolve. Her grace is the result of her ability to find beauty in life's imperfections, and her strength is the outcome of her refusal to give up, no matter the odds. This woman reminds us all that grace and strength are not mutually exclusive. They complement each other, creating a harmony that is both powerful and inspiring. She teaches us that true strength does not need to dominate but can coexist with gentleness, and that true grace is not about being flawless but about being authentic. In her we see the embodiment of a balanced and empowered life, one that radiates beauty, resilience, and purpose. In this journey of understanding the essence of a chosen woman, we see that her power lies in her ability to walk with purpose, strength, and authenticity. She knows that her worth comes not from external validation, but from her alignment with her inner truth. She lives intentionally, commanding her reality rather than pleading for it, guarding her mind as a sacred space, and embodying grace and strength in every facet of her being. She understands the profound truth that her world is shaped by her thoughts, her actions, and her unwavering belief in herself. This woman does not merely exist, she thrives, radiating an energy that inspires those around her. She is a testament to what is possible when one chooses to live deliberately, refusing to settle for anything less than the life she envisions. Her story is a reminder to us all that we hold the power to create, to rise, and to embody the extraordinary. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of the chosen woman's qualities. May her journey inspire you to step into your own power, live with intention, and shine with the brilliance that only you can bring to this world. Ladies and gentlemen, do not waver in your declarations. Even when the outer world shows no sign of change, persist in your inner knowing. Speak these lines every morning with unwavering confidence, for they carry the power to transform your reality. Awareness is the foundation upon which all creation begins. It is the very essence that gives birth to your reality. Before anything can manifest in your external world, it first takes shape in your awareness. Without awareness, there can be no creation, no desire, no transformation. It is the seed that plants your deepest desires and dreams into the fertile soil of the subconscious mind, where they begin to grow and eventually materialize in the physical world. You must understand that everything you experience, everything that surrounds you, begins with your awareness. The way you see the world, the way you perceive yourself, and the way you believe things work, all stem from the lens through which you observe life. Your awareness shapes your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately your destiny. Consider that your awareness is not just passive observation, it is active. The moment you become aware of something, you begin to focus your energy upon it. Whether it's a problem, a desire, or a goal, the very act of focusing your awareness on it activates the process of creation. This is why it's crucial to guard what you place your attention on. The energy you direct toward an idea, whether positive or negative, will start to build and grow. Like a plant that needs light to grow, your awareness feeds the thoughts and beliefs that will ultimately shape your external experience. When you become aware of something, you bring it into your consciousness, and in doing so, you give it life. If you wish to create a different reality, the first step is to become aware of what you want to manifest. This is not merely a mental exercise, it's a state of being. Awareness is not about thinking about something, it's about embodying the idea that your desire is already a reality. Your awareness must align with the energy of the outcome you seek. Not just the desire itself, but the feeling of already having it. Awareness is not something that can be forced. It cannot be rushed. It requires patience and practice. Becoming aware of your inner world, of your deepest desires, requires you to sit in stillness and reflect. It asks you to listen to the whispers of your soul. It requires you to quiet the noise of doubt, fear, and distraction, so you can hear the true calling of your heart. This is where the process of mindfulness becomes powerful. Mindfulness teaches you to direct your awareness to the present moment, and it is in the present moment that all creation occurs. When you focus on the now, without regret for the past or anxiety for the future, you align yourself with the universal flow of energy. In this state of alignment, creation happens effortlessly. When your awareness is grounded in the present, it becomes a powerful tool for manifesting your desires. Your awareness also holds the key to transforming your inner dialogue. What you focus on in your mind, what you affirm in your thoughts, becomes a reflection of what you experience in your life. If you are constantly aware of limitations, lack, and fear, then those are the things that will continue to manifest in your reality. But if you shift your awareness to abundance, possibility, and success, those things will also become your reality. So awareness brings attention, and attention brings energy. Energy moves toward the focal point of your awareness, which is why your mindset plays such an integral role in the creative process. You are the master of your awareness. You have the power to decide where your focus goes. When you become intentional about where you place your awareness, you are choosing what your life will become. It is the most powerful tool you have in your ability to create. By cultivating an awareness of the present moment, an awareness of your desires, and an awareness of your own power, you become the conscious creator of your world. In this way, awareness truly is the seed of all creation, for it is the starting point of every thought, every idea, and every experience that eventually unfolds in your life. When you declare something as already yours, you are stepping into a state of complete alignment with your goals. You are not waiting for the universe to respond or for circumstances to change. Instead, you are assuming the feeling of already having what you desire. This is not about merely speaking words, it's about embodying the feeling that your desire has already been fulfilled. This shift is the difference between a dream and its manifestation. The act of declaring what you desire as already yours requires you to fully trust in the power of your own mind. The mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It simply follows the instructions you give it. By declaring your desire as already yours, you are programming your mind to act in accordance with this truth. Your subconscious begins to see it as a reality and starts working to bring that reality into the physical world. This practice of declaration is powerful because it shifts your vibration. When you speak as if your desires are already yours, you align your energy with the frequency of abundance, success, and fulfillment. Your words carry a vibration that resonates with the universe. The energy of your desires, now embodied in your speech and thoughts, begins to attract the conditions necessary for your desires to manifest. This is the essence of the law of attraction. Like attracts like. When you declare your desires as already yours, you begin to walk in that belief. You carry yourself with the confidence of someone who has already achieved their dreams. This energy is contagious. People, opportunities, and circumstances will begin to align with your vibration as if they are responding to the certainty you exude. The more you declare what you want as already in your possession, the more you will see evidence of it appearing in your life. This practice also helps to dissolve the barriers of time and space. Many people see time as a barrier to their desires, thinking that it will take years for their dreams to manifest. However, when you declare that your desires are already yours, you collapse the illusion of time. You begin to experience the joy, the abundance, and the success of already having it, and in doing so, you shift the timeline of your manifestation. To declare what you desire as already yours is to take ownership of your future now. It is to claim what is rightfully yours, to affirm that nothing can stand in the way of your desires coming to fruition. The world responds to your certainty. When you believe it is already yours, the universe moves to make it so. By embodying this belief and speaking it with conviction, you are commanding your desires into existence, allowing them to unfold before you with grace and ease. You are the creator of your reality. By declaring what you want as already yours, you align yourself with the power of creation, and in doing so, you bring your desires into your life faster and more effortlessly than you ever imagined possible. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the universe, and it holds the key to unlocking your ability to manifest your desires. It is the gateway through which all manifestations flow, a portal that connects your current reality with the limitless potential of the universe. When you cultivate a deep sense of gratitude, you align yourself with the abundance that is already present in your life. And in doing so, you activate the universal law of attraction to bring more of what you desire into your experience. The act of gratitude is not just a simple acknowledgement of the good things in your life, it is a transformative energy that shifts your vibrational frequency. When you express true gratitude, you are acknowledging that what you desire has already arrived in spirit, even before it has appeared in physical form. Gratitude is a feeling of appreciation for the present moment, a recognition that everything you need is already provided for. This feeling of appreciation amplifies your connection to the energy of abundance, drawing more of it into your life. This works because it changes the way you perceive the world around you. It moves you from a state of lack or wanting to a state of abundance. When you focus on what is already present, rather than what is missing, you begin to notice the countless blessings that surround you. Even in moments of challenge or difficulty, practicing gratitude helps you to see the silver lining, the lessons, and the growth opportunities that are hidden within those moments. This shift in perspective is crucial to manifestation because it opens your mind to receiving more of what you want. The energy of gratitude creates a magnetic field around you, attracting more positive experiences, people, and opportunities into your life. Just like a magnet draws metal objects to it, gratitude draws circumstances and events that are in harmony with your desires. When you are thankful for what you already have, you signal to the universe that you are ready to receive more. The universe responds to the energy you emit, and if that energy is one of gratitude, the flow of abundance increases. It is as if the universe says, "Here is more for you are already in alignment with the abundance of the universe." One of the most powerful aspects of gratitude is that it requires you to live in the present moment. In a world filled with distractions and constant desire for more, it is easy to forget the present and focus only on what is yet to come. However, when you are grateful, you bring yourself back to the now. You stop chasing after future outcomes and instead revel in the richness of the present moment. This is important because manifestation occurs in the present, not in the future. When you are present and grateful, you are aligned with the energy of creation, and that is where the magic happens. Gratitude also shifts your mindset from one of competition and comparison to one of abundance and collaboration. Instead of feeling envious of others or believing there is not enough to go around, gratitude opens your heart to the realization that there is more than enough for everyone. You begin to celebrate the success of others because you understand that their abundance does not diminish yours. This mindset of abundance attracts even more into your life because it sends the message that you are open to receiving and sharing with others, which further activates the flow of manifestation. Another aspect of gratitude is its ability to dissolve fear and doubt. When you focus on the things you are thankful for, your attention is diverted away from worries and anxieties. You stop fearing the unknown, the obstacles, or the things that could go wrong. Instead, you begin to focus on all that is going right, which reinforces your belief that you are on the right path. Fear and doubt are two of the biggest blockers to manifestation because they create resistance and uncertainty. Gratitude replaces that resistance with trust, faith, and a sense of knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. To truly harness the power of gratitude in your life, it must become a consistent practice. This means taking time each day, even in the smallest moments, to acknowledge and appreciate what is around you. Whether it is the warmth of the sun, the smile of a loved one, or the opportunities that are beginning to open up for you, gratitude turns every experience into a potential gateway to manifestation. As you express your thanks, you align yourself more and more with the energy of abundance, and that energy can only attract more of the same. Gratitude, then, is not just a passive feeling or a simple practice, it is an active force that propels you toward the fulfillment of your desires. It is the emotional fuel that powers the engine of manifestation. The more you embrace gratitude, the more you invite the universe to deliver what you have asked for. You are signaling to the universe that you are ready to receive, that you are open to all the blessings it has to offer. And the more you express that openness, the more you will see those blessings begin to flow into your life in miraculous ways. Your words hold creative power, more potent than you may realize. Every word you speak is a vibration that carries with it the energy to shape your reality. Whether you are speaking to others or to yourself, the words you use create and influence the world around you. Words are not just sounds or symbols, they are the foundation of creation. They are tools that can build, transform, and manifest whatever you desire, for they are the bridge between your inner world and the outer reality. What you say both aloud and in your mind becomes your truth. Words are like seeds planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Just as a seed grows into the fruit it represents, the words you speak will grow into the experiences and circumstances that reflect those words. If you speak with conviction and clarity, your words will align with your desires, pushing them into the physical world. If you speak with doubt or negativity, those words will manifest limitations and obstacles. Every time you speak, you send out vibrations into the universe. These vibrations interact with the world around you, attracting circumstances, people, and situations that match the energy of your words. This is the essence of the law of attraction, like attracts like. If you constantly speak words of positivity, abundance, and gratitude, you will attract those things into your life. If you speak words of fear, lack, or frustration, you will create more experiences that reflect those emotions. The universe has no choice but to respond to the energy you are putting out through your words. It's important to understand that words do not only have power when spoken aloud. Your inner dialogue, the words you repeat to yourself silently, are just as influential. The thoughts you entertain and the language you use internally shape your beliefs, actions, and outcomes. If you find yourself constantly saying, "I can't," or "this will never happen," those words create a barrier, locking you into a reality where your desires remain out of reach. However, if you replace those words with affirmations like "I can," "I am capable," and "I am worthy," you unlock the door to new possibilities. Your words also hold creative power because they are connected to your emotions. Every word carries with it an emotional charge that amplifies its impact. For example, when you say, "I am happy," if you truly feel the emotion behind those words, they hold much more power than if you say them without conviction. The emotional charge behind the words intensifies the frequency they emit, creating a stronger magnetic pull on the experiences you wish to manifest. Words without emotion are simply noise, but words spoken with heartfelt intention are the creative force that brings your dreams to life. This creative power is not limited to just personal desires. Words can also influence your relationships, your career, your health, and every area of your life. If you are constantly speaking negatively about a relationship, saying things like "they never understand me" or "this will never work," you are shaping the energy of that relationship to align with those words. On the other hand, if you speak with love, understanding, and gratitude, you will begin to see those qualities reflected in your interactions. The words you use in your daily communication create the foundation for how others respond to you and how situations unfold. The power of words extends to your dreams and goals as well. When you speak about your future, are you speaking with certainty or uncertainty? Are you affirming your desires as already yours, or are you speaking as if they are distant and unattainable? Your words can either reinforce your belief in your ability to succeed or undermine your confidence. If you say, "I am moving toward my goals with ease and grace," you are sending a message to your subconscious mind that you are on the path to success. Your mind then begins to align with that belief, creating the conditions for you to manifest your goals. On the other hand, saying "I will never get there" only keeps you stuck in a state of limitation. One of the most powerful ways to harness the creative power of your words is through affirmations. By speaking words of affirmation daily, you affirm to yourself that you are worthy, capable, and deserving of everything you desire. Affirmations help you reprogram your subconscious mind, replacing old, limiting beliefs with new, empowering ones. By consistently speaking positive words, you begin to shift your energy and the world around you. This shift may not happen overnight, but as you continue to speak with conviction, your reality begins to reflect the words you speak. Your words hold the power to create your reality. They are not just expressions, they are creative forces that shape your life, your circumstances, and your future. By speaking with intention, positivity, and belief, you activate the creative power within you. The universe responds to the energy of your words, and as you speak the language of abundance, love, and possibility, you draw these experiences closer to you. The more mindful and conscious you become of the words you speak, the more you realize the immense power they hold to shape your world. Doubt is one of the most insidious forces that can block the manifestation of your desires. It plants seeds of fear and uncertainty that distort your vision of what is possible. When you allow doubt to control your thoughts, it weakens your ability to believe in your own power to create the life you want. On the other hand, faith is the force that propels you forward, even in the face of uncertainty. To silence doubt and speak faith is to take control of your inner dialogue and begin to direct your life consciously with the unwavering belief that everything you desire is already on its way to you. The act of silencing doubt does not mean that fear or uncertainty won't arise. Doubt is a natural part of the human experience, and it will often try to creep into your mind, especially when you're on the verge of a breakthrough. However, you have the power to override those thoughts with the energy of faith. When you choose to focus on your belief in what is possible, you stop giving power to the doubts that would otherwise hold you back. Faith is not the absence of fear or doubt, but the decision to move forward in spite of it. It is the decision to trust in the unseen, to trust in the process, and to trust in the certainty that your desires are already unfolding. Speaking faith is a powerful tool for manifesting your dreams. Words have creative power, and when you speak with faith, you align your words with your desires. Faith is the language of the universe, the vibration that draws your dreams into reality. Every time you speak words of faith, you are affirming that what you desire is already yours. When you say, "I believe in my ability to succeed," you are sending out a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. You are also reaffirming this belief within yourself, reinforcing your own confidence and trust in your power. On the contrary, When you speak doubt, you are sending out a message that contradicts your desires. Words like "I can't," "I'm not good enough," or "this will never happen" create an energy that repels your desires. Doubt is a force that sets up resistance, creating a wall between you and your manifestations. These words block the flow of abundance and make it harder for you to attract what you want. The more you speak doubt, the more you reinforce the belief that your dreams are out of reach. The universe responds to the energy of your words. So when you speak doubt, you align with a reality that matches those beliefs. The key to silencing doubt and speaking faith is to make a conscious decision to redirect your thoughts and words. It's about shifting your focus from what you fear might happen to what you know is possible. Start by noticing when doubt arises, and rather than allowing it to take root, replace it with a statement of faith. When a thought like "what if this doesn't work" enters your mind, immediately counter it with "I trust that everything is working out for me." When you find yourself saying "I'm not sure if I'm capable," replace it with "I am fully capable of achieving my dreams and I am on the right path." In this way, you actively train your mind to speak words of faith rather than doubt. You create a habit of choosing faith, and the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. It becomes easier to trust in the process and to see the possibilities rather than the obstacles. The more you speak faith, the more you cultivate a deep belief in your own power, and this belief is what will ultimately bring your desires into manifestation. Silencing doubt is not about suppressing your emotions or ignoring your fears. It's about choosing to place your focus on what you want rather than what you fear. You do not need to deny the existence of doubt, but you can choose not to let it control you. Instead, you can choose to speak faith and believe in the certainty of your success. Faith is a muscle, and like any muscle, it needs to be exercised regularly in order to grow stronger. By speaking faith each day, you begin to build a foundation of unwavering belief in your ability to create your reality. Every affirmation, every positive word, every declaration of faith is an investment in your future. Over time, this consistent practice transforms your mindset, allowing you to move through life with confidence, knowing that everything you need is already on its way to you. To silence doubt and speak faith is to embrace the full power of your creative potential. When you consistently speak words of faith, you align with the energy of abundance and possibility. The universe responds to your words, and as you continue to speak with faith, you will see the world around you begin to shift. The doors to your desires will open, and the obstacles that once seemed insurmountable will dissolve. By choosing faith over doubt, you not only change your mindset, but you change your reality. You become a magnet for the desires you have already claimed as yours, and you move forward with the knowledge that nothing is impossible for you. You are the author of your day. Every morning when you awaken, you have the opportunity to script your life, to set the tone, and to choose how you will move through the hours ahead. Just as an author creates the narrative of a story, you too have the power to create the narrative of your life each day. The choices you make, the thoughts you think, and the words you speak all contribute to the story you are writing. Whether you realize it or not, you are the one holding the pen, and every moment is an opportunity to choose the direction of your life. The beginning of your day is a blank page, an untouched canvas, and it is up to you how you fill it. You can approach your day with intention, planning the actions and mindset that will help you achieve your goals. Or you can let the day unfold randomly, allowing external circumstances and reactions to determine your emotional and mental state. The key is that ultimately it's your choice. You have the power to take control of your day, to write it in the way you desire, and to consciously create the experiences you want to have. When you understand that you are the author, you begin to see that every moment holds the potential for creation. Your thoughts, beliefs, and intentions are the words that form the sentences of your life. If you think negatively or expect obstacles, that's what your day will reflect. If you wake up with gratitude, confidence, and a clear sense of purpose, you set the stage for a day filled with positive opportunities and outcomes. By consciously choosing your thoughts, you guide the direction of your day, ensuring it aligns with your highest aspirations. The words you speak are also an integral part of the story you are writing. Every statement, whether directed at others or yourself, carries energy that shapes your reality. If you speak words of kindness, encouragement, and affirmation, you are reinforcing a positive, empowering narrative. On the other hand, if you speak words of doubt, frustration, or negativity, you can unknowingly shift your day into a series of struggles and challenges. Just as an author chooses each word carefully to develop a story, you too must choose your words carefully. Each word you speak is a brushstroke that colors your day, and the more conscious you are of the language you use, the more power you have to create the story you want to live. It's also important to recognize that, as the author of your day, you have the power to rewrite your story at any time. If a chapter of your day is not going the way you want, you have the ability to change course. You are not bound by any previous moment or situation. Every minute is a new opportunity to shift your mindset, make a new choice, and reframe your perspective. Just like an author can revise their draft to improve the flow or direction of the plot, you too can revise the course of your day. If something goes wrong, you can choose to view it as a lesson, an opportunity for growth, or a challenge that makes you stronger. You are not a passive observer of your day, you are the one directing it. The way you begin your morning is especially powerful, as it sets the tone for everything that follows. A morning routine that nourishes your mind, body, and spirit can create a ripple effect of positivity and productivity throughout the rest of your day. When you take the time to center yourself in the morning, whether through meditation, visualization, affirmations, or simply taking a moment to be grateful, you are consciously deciding to author a day of success, peace, and fulfillment. The foundation you lay in the morning creates a momentum that carries you through the hours ahead, allowing you to remain focused, clear, and positive no matter what challenges arise. Life is not always smooth, and it's natural to encounter difficulties and obstacles. But remember, even in those moments, you are still the author. How you respond to challenges is just as important as how you begin your day. You have the power to choose how you react, what meaning you give to situations, and what action you will take. Even in the face of adversity, you can choose to stay in alignment with your highest purpose and write a story of resilience and strength. Your power lies in your ability to choose your perspective and response, regardless of external circumstances. Your day is yours to create. You have the power to choose your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Every decision you make shapes your story and contributes to the larger narrative of your life. By becoming conscious of the fact that you are the author, you take full responsibility for the story you are writing. You no longer allow life to simply happen to you. Instead, you actively create the experiences, emotions, and outcomes that align with your desires. So as you move through your day, remember that you hold the pen. Write your story with intention, with purpose, and with the unwavering belief that the life you desire is already unfolding, one page at a time. In conclusion, remember that you are the author of your own day, and by extension, the author of your own life. The thoughts you think, the words you speak, and the actions you take are the building blocks of your reality. Every moment offers you a chance to rewrite the script, to adjust your course, and to create a life that reflects your highest aspirations. By embracing the power of choice and consciously shaping your day, you unlock the potential to manifest your desires and live a life of purpose and fulfillment. Thank you for taking the time to reflect on this journey of self-empowerment. May you continue to write your story with intention and belief, knowing that the life you desire is within your reach.